Hey everyone, it's me, Robotic Hamster, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I know that last time I did say I was going to try and record more Terraria. I know I will get to that soon. However, a couple of my friends needed help with something else, and also had a bunch of stuff with the mod loader had to go through, so that's going to be put on hold. In the meantime, though, I will offer help with setting up a Discord server. So, step one, creating. To actually make a server, you just go down here, bada bang, create. You can start from a basic template, which I don't usually do, so that's something you're going to have to experiment with. What I usually do is create my own for me and my friends, and then as soon as you do all that, you're met with this: only 2 channels, 2 categories, and yeah. So now that we have that out of the way, so there are 2 types of channels you can make on Discord. One is a general voice channel, the second is a text channel. To create either one of them, it's pretty much the same process. Either you click on these categories here, or you can just right click, create channel, and then make either a standalone text or a standalone voice, such as there. It's not, as you can see, it's not connected to anything. This can be used for, welcomes, uh, as a important something important to highlight rules and announcements and things like that. To delete channel, just simply right click, but delete channel, and there we go. Creating roles for a Discord server is both simple and kind of annoying. To simply make a new role for a group of members, you simply go to server setting. You simply click on this right here, server settings. Go down to roles. Give it a name and a custom color if you want to. I like to use a dark purple, so, depending on what it is. You can make it a display separately, allow anyone to mention, such as if you're... This right here is dangerous because it is, depending on what it is, such as if you're the owner of the server or if you have like a small team of admins, you can enable this so that if someone in general, or someone needs general help with something, they can either just quickly type in the name of the role to immediately get help. Although be wary when allowing anyone to mention that role, as people will come in and will start abusing that to flood up your notifications. And as you're testing, you can, or to help better test it, you can view the server as that specific role. This is to make sure that all the permissions are working correctly, and to help make things a little bit easier to manage. And to edit a pre-existing role, just simply go over here to edit. It will bring you back to that menu. Or you can delete the role entirely. Of course, you can also view the server as that role from that little menu there. For permissions, they're very straightforward. Go all the way down here, manage events, and make them administrator. This is also another very dangerous permission, as here you essentially give them free reign to do whatever they want with any channel or member that they have access to. These cannot affect you as the owner, but they will affect everyone else, except for other administrators. So be careful of what role you give this to, and also who has that role. Manage events is, not as powerful. You can just create special little things to get people's attention, or to bring the community more together. Right above that is voice channel permissions, so they can connect, speak, video, everything. These right here are more for administrators, such as making them audibly louder than everyone else, being able to mute and deafen people so they can either stop hearing or stop talking completely, or move them to different channels. General server permissions, view channels, manage roles, things like that. These are also for administrators. However, you can have like special people doing all these things if you don't trust them with full permission over the server. Membership permissions are also extremely straightforward. These two do not give to basic members. Same thing with timeout. However, create invite and change nickname. These are enabled by default. However, be wary with create invite, as anyone who joins in with that role immediately enabled, or with that permission immediately enabled, they will bring in other people if they feel like it, which will lead to server raids, a huge influx of people, usually causing mischief. So yes, be very careful when enabling this role. Manage members. This is so you can quickly find out who has what, or being able to edit who can do what with those roles. Emoji, straightforward. You can also add in like certain images or GIFs if you want to. Basically, add something fun and customizable to your server. Stokers, same exact thing. Audit log, this will allow you to see who's doing what, as in like who creates the channel, who deletes it. As you can see here, bans, pretty straightforward, lets you see who's banned from the server. Custom invite link, you can basically have the invite link as a really funny name, or a really funny word, whatever you want, as it's usually just a string of random letters. Server template will allow you to create a base template for your server, such as if you want it to be a general community for like a YouTuber or something, if you're wanting it to be specific for a certain type of game, etc. Very good for on-the-go things. Widget, I'm not exactly sure what that does. Same thing with integration, so those two you're going to have to research it yourself. So yeah, that's how you create roles and manage your server. Or of course you can go to overview, change the name to whatever you want. I spelled that. There we go. This is to put players into, or put members into a certain voice channel if they're not doing anything. That was my mom saying something. If system messages, this will essentially allow you to move welcomes and boost announcements to a specific channel. Things of that nature. These three are only for nitro, so don't really pay too much attention to that. So that's the basics. However, I will so for develop. There we go. That should look a little bit better. So usually you'd want to remove these, or no, you'd usually want to keep those. However, this is to give it a little bit of a cleaner slate, so we're not having to do as much. So with what we've learned so far, you can do something like create basic stuff like this, create category, now voice chats usually have a little bit of a different editing setup, so if you go over here you can enable a bitrate which will improve the audio quality. Video quality, pretty straightforward. You can either have it at 720 or however as well as people can handle it. User limit, over here you can either have it at no limit or at 99. Depending on what it is, this won't exactly matter. However, if you're wanting like it to be a specific or have a specific purpose between you and your admins, or want to keep public channels a little bit more manageable, you can do a user limits. What's that? Very helpful for maintaining environments, making sure that certain people won't join in and all that. Oh yeah, of course. And what was it? Oh yeah. Usually, whenever you're making a server, you would, if you have a voice channel subsection, you're going to want a channel for those who are either muted or for sending images, videos, things of that nature for the conversation instead of clogging up other channels. And also, you'd usually want another one for music bot commands. Also extremely helpful. So if you're doing everything correctly, it should look a little bit like this. Create category. Import. Move that over to the top. You'd want welcomes, announcement, and events. Go over to server settings, overview, make this the welcomes channel. Go over to roles. Of course, you got the owner, administrators, make that a little bit of a maybe a little bit more red. Makes them stand out much more easier. Go over to permissions. Go ahead and give them administrator. Now, the difference between members and add everyone is that this is the blank role. Like, if you have nothing pertaining to your account on that specific server, then this will show up instead. For this is like the stock bread and butter. So you'd want to disable create invite, change your nickname, send messages, depending on if you're wanting like super security for new members or against new members. You'd want to disable mention at everyone, attach files, embed links, things like that. For members, people who are actually wanting to be in here, you'd want to keep everything basically the same. This is the this right here would be Daniel. This is the cooler Daniel. Make that a nice blue. Oh yes, that right there is what happens when you're pinged by anything. I'll get to that in a moment. Alright, to make sure that people do not mess with certain channels, you'd want to go to Edit Channel. Overview, pretty simple. I have a slow mode option so people will not be able to message there as fast. Channel topic for let's see, new members, or if someone leaves. Go over to permissions. Alright, so here is where things get a little bit more complicated with permissions. This right here is where the more important stuff takes place. So go to Add Everyone, View Channel, Manage Channel, Manage Permissions. Most of these will not matter as they still pertain to role permissions. However, doing anything here will override role permissions for that specific channel. So, but just be safe if you're a little bit paranoid. Disable create invite and send messages. If you're doing a announcements or welcome channel, then you're always going to want to disable messages. Add reactions and attach well, this goes hand in hand with send messages, but still. The same goes for mention add everyone, manage messages, all of that. And you can do the same with members if you really want to. But yeah, I will, once I'm able to, or once I'm more established, I will go ahead and get into far more detail if I am required to. This stuff only pertains to the PC version of Discord, so keep that in mind. It may be very different on mobile, as I have not created anything on mobile in a very long time. It's a little bit over 19 minutes now. I'm sorry if it's a little too long. I tried to keep it short, and I try to keep it straightforward, but I'm hoping that this helps you with anything you're struggling with, or will set a blueprint for your own server for whatever you're doing. So I want to thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys soon.